All right. Let us, if we don't have them already, let us please get a ready from Blank and from BV. And yeah, I'm looking for him.
Oh, chat makes a good point. Forgot to mention Dan QZ among the CTM players that obviously performed amazingly at CTWC. So now, is BV new to the tournament? He's not been around for very long, correct?
Yeah, he's played a one or two times in the main events. Maybe one time. But not a regular. All right, we got it ready from BV, and thanks for adding me, because BV, because I can see it much easier. And we just need one from Blank. Yeah. Oh, his PB is old. Oh, and he likes to mute the stream. He does not like to hear the commentary. That's Blank, so. All right, so he's ready. And BV's ready. So let's go ahead and count it down. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
All right, looking forward to this.
Yeah, you bet. I love cams, and people. I don't know why these guys aren't starting. Let me.
What's up, Steve? I couldn't say it better myself. That pretty much sums me up.
Oh, Blank has a new PB, so I should update his PB so that, lest anyone think it is 1132, it is actually 1158.
Blank with the shadowy, mysterious-looking webcam. I don't know if that gives him an advantage. That's probably intimidating for BV, I bet.
Block this for Adam here. Oh no, can't put that there.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Mistakes are mounting up here today.
Well, I mean, it would be CTM without a bunch of like blundering, idiotic mistakes from me.
I like the W in dog, Steve. That sort of harkens to my Florida roots.
All right, of course, Blank, one of the few DAS players here.
Excited. I'm not gonna lie. I tend to root for the DAS players. I don't want DAS to die.
Yeah, it is definitely, not the strategy that is picked to win. I mean, of course, actually, though, if you think about it, the top 8 CTWC, 5 of the top 8 were DAS players. So.
I think the issue is if nervousness becomes a factor, I think that hyper tapping could be more affected by stage fright or nervousness than DAS. Just a theory. At the end of the day, if you're really suffering from stage fright and nervousness, you're probably not going to do well. I mean, I think that's a lot of times what makes a difference, because that's an intimidating experience for sure.
Scamper says, don't worry, DAS won't die because it's already dead. Feels bad.
It's like trying to kill a zombie. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. All right, 152 from Blank, 188 from BV. But I don't know. To me, it's it's a great way to approach the game. I think I probably could pick up hyper tapping, because my tapping, I can get to like 12 hertz, 12 times a second. You really need to be.
What you need, yeah.
Yeah, you kind of need that as a minimum. So I probably could do it, but I don't know. My elbow hurts a lot when I do it. So now there are players who've made the switch. Like Brodendam started out as a DAS player and is now a tapper. And of course, there are players who are kind of, I don't want to say later in life, but Skip Logic, who just subscribed. He's about our age, and he was a DAS player, and he's picked up tapping, and he's like basically almost at his, old PB in the 600s. So I mean, he's getting there.
Kudos. I mean, that's tough to do. And speaking of, BV here on an incredible pace, really nice pace. Or I shouldn't say incredible, but super solid.
Well, yeah, I mean, halfway to transition, 280. I mean, that's going to impute like about a 570 transition, which is not too shabby.
Yes, I have made some attempts to learn hypertap, and they were quickly aborted. Just felt a little embarrassing, even though no one was watching.
Yeah.
So
tap like no one's watching.
Yeah, I tried, although I did have a little luck with the Dan QZ style. The Dan QZ style was the only one that I had even a prayer. So I could see that possibly working. But that would be...
What is Dan QZ style?
Well, he sort of crosses his hands.
Oh, I see.
So he's got a right hand. He's got a right finger on the D-pad and the left thumbs on the rotation, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Which is, I think, the easiest one to pick up if you're right-handed.
Yeah. So people have told me I have kind of a Thor grip. Oh, and BV's left side, not great. Now he is a tapper and he's bringing it down. But if it had stayed that high, DAS player might have had challenges getting a long bar over there. But no problem for him, and he is good. 367 through 91. And Blank's at 375 through 100. I do sort of the Thor grip. I guess what I've been told is the Thor grip. But I shake the controller and bang it against my left thumb.
Yeah, that's exactly what Thor does. He described it sort of like learning to play drums. It's like you're using the natural perpetual motion of shaking the controller to create the hyper tap. So interesting. But easier said than done.
Well, that's how I used to mash on when I played NES when I was a kid. Like if I needed to mash or whatever, that's what I would do. I would shake the controller and bang it against my left thumb. So I guess that's what's natural, but it's probably not the best way to do it. So
when I was playing Tecmo Bowl and you had to break a tackle, I would bring my right finger to the A or B button and kind of just hyper tap that way. So that's maybe why I picked up that DanQZ style.
Yeah. Well, here it is, the sound of old men tapping. All right, 449 for Blank, 472 for BV. Blank, he's got some cheese, but actually this might downstack pretty efficiently, which it will. He's actually, he's going to be set up for a triple. Doesn't wait around. Yep.
Transitions, but wow, BV's really set up nicely for transition. Close match, though. Could anyone's game.
Yep, 468 for Blank, 504 for BV. I give probably more score checks than maybe like you might see there's a line spin. Yeah.
Unlikely line spin. I didn't even see that coming. That was incredible.
I always see those coming. I'm kind of famous for line spins because it's the only thing I can do that's impressive in Tetris. And people do them for me, like saying, and then they post it in the Discord, say, Vandy, it's a line spin, and I go, thanks. And, so it's a
BV has impressed me with the stacking so far. I mean, he's definitely made some interesting moves, but he's never gotten himself into trouble as far as I remember in this match. So looking good, although Blank is clean and ready to do some damage himself. So let's see what happens. Blank, both players Tetris ready. Gets the long bar, but had to close that too deep well. Ooh, and Blank tried to do a tuck or a spin there that just didn't make it, and now he's in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, Blank does not listen to the commentary. Like, he's famous for not doing that.
And that's it. So
BV Blank gets the heart.
Good try, but he just had a series of misplacements that were really fatal for a DAS player.
All right, so we're gonna need a ready from Blank. So should see one of those any moment here, and then we'll need one from BV. We can get on to game 2.
Yeah, well done, BV. He's gonna be tough to beat if he plays like that.
Yeah,
you made it look easy right there.
All right, we got readies for both. Let's go ahead and count it down. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Total Radness is ready. There you go.
Blank started on 19, or am I?
Yeah, he did. I think he's just getting some practice in before we count that. There's a little bit of a delay.
Right.
So, okay. Yeah, he's playing 19. He's taking a drink.
He's got that big Monster Energy drink or something.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a water bottle.
Tetris Dab says, how is the name Goofy Foot developed? I would assume it has to do with skateboarding, right? Because skateboarding is when... so there's a normal way to ride a skateboard, like which foot is on the board and which one pushes. And people who ride Goofy Foot ride sort of the opposite way of the normal way, so I'd assume...
Yeah, so I'm not really a skater, but I've been told I'm Goofy Foot, which means I put my left foot on the board and I push with my right foot. So that's Goofy Foot.
Yeah, that's what I do too. So I have a one-wheel, which is like a one-wheeled electric kind of self-balancing skateboard thing. And I
cool.
Foot, so.
That's funny. I've seen people on those things and I thought, that looks terrifyingly dangerous, but it also looks kind of fun.
Well, it is. If you go on YouTube and you look up One Wheel Wipeout Austin, Texas, you'll find a video of me wiping out.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, you will.
And that's hilarious.
It's become an emote.
Writing that down.
It's become an emote where people have like photoshopped me out of the video and then made like a 2-part emote of that.
Well, I'm glad you're here with us.
Oh, Trapalap says he's a one-wheel dealer. There you go. All right, 97,000 for blank, 82,000 for BV. Yeah,
I almost feel like we're getting a Corian level. Oh, nice spin there. Just BV has all the moves.
Yep.
And just stacking beautifully.
The thing I love most about CTM, and this is obviously don't take anything away from CTWC, which is has basically created this whole scene from nothing. But the thing I like about CTM is you get players who just can't make it out to Portland, who are really great players. And so far, like I don't think BV has been to Portland, right? And Richard hasn't been able to make it to Portland. Jake, right? So it's all these guys who you're kind of bringing them into the fold. They're getting opportunities to get really, really good, where it does make sense for them at a certain point to come to Portland, just because the amount of skill that they're able to build up. So
exactly,
that's what I like about it.
And I think what our ideal, which we may or may not be able to achieve, would be to have an online qualifier, and then people that make it into the tournament, there'd be some assistance possibly. That would be the long range goal.
Yeah.
Because we want people's participation to be based on their skill, not on their, finances, if possible. So
yeah, exactly.
But we take it year by year and try to keep improving. So
266 for blank, 200 for BV, just about halfway to transition for both. Another Tetris for BV, 223. So back by about 43,000 points. That's 2 Tetrises here on 18. Tetris on 18 is worth 22,800. For those of you who are new, that's basically 1,200 per level, and 0 is a level, so 18 is actually the 19th level.
Yeah, it's still fun to try to get in the heads of the guys who originally programmed this game. And that's probably my one unrealized dream from this entire project.
Yeah.
Is that we've never actually met the guys who programmed this particular version. And I just would love to hear their thoughts on that. Kids are still playing it and playing at a level that they probably never thought was even possible. Yeah. It's pretty fun.
So Blank had a Z-Spire in the middle of his stack, and it was getting a bit Monka-esque, but he was able to burn it down, and so he's looking good, and he still actually has the lead, and that L piece will open up the right side for Blank and allow him to start scoring Tetrises again. So not out of the woods yet, because he's got a couple of L or J dependencies here.
Forced to create a long bar dependency there, but luckily gets it just in time. And overall, that was an impressive dig by Blank. I mean, That was some dangerous situations. He handled it like a boss.
Now, BV gonna Tetris into the lead, but Blank takes it right back, and that actually has another Tetris because he was kind of high up. So BV, though, is gonna Tetris again, and he's back by about 11,000 points.
I see some questions in the chat. Alex did make some headway kind of guessing who programmed NES Tetris, but we never actually were able to confirm who it was or contact them. So if anyone has any info on that or finds anything out, please reach out to CTWC. We'd still love to interview them someday. Ooh, nice series of tucks by Blank. He did like 4 tucks in a row, and BV is in a bit of trouble, gets a long bar, but it's not going to help him right away. He still needs a bit of help from the pieces to get out of this mess.
This is so hard, and yeah, he's going to give up, and he knows that it's not going to work. So Blank is going to take a game.
And deservedly so. I mean, Blank handled some tough situations amazingly, and BV finally found himself in a bit of adversity, and it didn't work out for him.
So Dano Camo with a really good idea. I don't know if anyone's thought of this yet. Someone contact Nintendo. Very good idea.
Yeah, I mean, here we have this 1978 fellow saying most of the features we love are more or less bugs or unintended features.
Yeah.
And I think you could speculate one way or the other. I mean, it is logic for both ways. Oh, now Jake is saying he's here, so I don't know what the status is on that, Vandy.
We've already kind of moved on. I mean, Brodendamp has taken his place and gotten through and already played a game to.
That's right.
Yeah. So unfortunately, Jake, there's really nothing we can do. We've kind of gotten past it, and really just blame your dad. So it was your dad who said to move on. So really, just be mad at him, not me. So. All right.
It's true.
Yeah, let's get it ready from both players. We got one from BV, and I think Blank is always just assumed to be ready. There he is. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. I'll tell you what, Jake. If the winner of this thing wants to do an exhibition match after this, I will totally allow it. So if you wanna do winner, just kind of whatever, impromptu, let's do it. Did I say 3, 2, 1 Tetris out loud? If I didn't, I meant to.
It looks like it. Either way, we're underway.
I've always wanted one of the things that I always wanted to do was what was that game that it was a game show, Win Ben Stein's Money or something like that.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, where at the end you had to, you played against the other players, but then at the end you had to beat Ben Stein. So I always thought that it would be a good idea, let's say Corian wanted to retire and not really play the whole thing. I always thought it'd be great to have him as a final boss for the tournament. So he would just be waiting there at the end, and then the winner would have to play Corian to get their prize money or whatever.
Well, our dream for years was to sort of elevate Thor to that position. That Thor would ride in his black suit, dusty from the sunset, and finally kind of lace him up again, or whatever analogy you want to use. Yeah. And he never played along with that idea. So,
well, he's certainly an enigmatic guy for sure. So 101, I did have the opportunity to meet him one time, and it was an unforgettable experience. 103 for Blank, 75,000 for BV.
Yeah, Thor's a great guy. He's definitely does show up on the retro gaming circuit from time to time, to sort of quietly tell his story of Nintendo World Championships.
Yeah.
And, we always appreciate it when he comes out, but it is becoming more and more infrequent that you'll see Thor out there at the expos. So.
Yep. I did run into him at the Texas qualifier last year, because it's kind of close to.
Oh, cool. Okay. And was he just hanging out, or did he have a panel or something?
No, he was. I think he was just there because Robin was there.
Oh, that's right. I remember that now. Okay, that makes him and Robin are actual buddies. They talk all the time and stuff. Yeah, exactly. So. And they both, they were first and third.
Yeah, and of course Thor holds the controller the right way. So there you go. 197 for Blank, 179 for BV. And pretty darn close. BV getting a little bit high there, takes the triple. I know a lot of players like to avoid taking the triple in that situation and just flip that L piece the other way and take the single. But survival is to take the triple, and triple's still not bad, right? Still 7.5 times the score of a single line, and that's not bad.
Yeah, I think that's one of the first changes I noticed is burning the single with the L or J instead of the triple used to be strictly a high score strategy. Mm-hmm. But more and more that strategy leaked into tournament play, which is another sign that things are getting more aggressive. So
BV running into a problem, and it really all started where he had an S spire in the 6th and 7th column, and then he got one more S and just chose not to put it on top of it, and instead put it on the right side, which is the right thing to do, but it just kind of cascaded into what you're seeing now.
And it looked like he missed a spin there subsequently that cost him. So an unfortunate sequence for BV, but he's not out of this yet if he can get this cleaned up somewhat efficiently. But yeah, Blank in a little bit of a tough spot. Got droughted there and was forced to make some odd placements, but he's still Tetris ready. Ooh. Blank had to take a long bar and got the long bar just after he blocked his well.
Not out of the woods yet, because if he blocks that well in the wrong way on the right side, that gap's going to keep him from burning away, and he just needs a long bar now. And yeah, you'll see he just can't burn on the right. And that's going to do it for Blank.
Had a 3.
Guys, you got to stop doing that, honestly. 328? Yeah, I think it was 328.
That sounds right. Yeah. 328. So, BV, you need a 328. And where he is, he should be able to comfortably score that before transition. But, you know, you still got to sort of land the dismount, so to speak.
Yeah, he's got really bad parity on the left side of his stack here, so thank goodness he didn't get a block. So, all right, he's opened up the right side. He's going to take double for a burn, and loves that J piece.
Yes. Now he's Tetris ready again. Takes the triple and actually ruins his Tetris, but there's a Tetris.
Well, I mean, it was a conservative play, and there's no need for him to be aggressive, so... and now he's set up for the Tetris, and this is going to do it. And he is moving on into the top 8. So there you go, BV. Congratulations, my dude. Well deserved.
Well played by BV. But for Blank, he had a great game going, and a little bit unfortunate there at the end. You know, the sort of standard NES level 18 top out where, you know, you're droughted there near the top and gives you the long bar right after you block your well. So that hurts. But well played.
Yeah, you bet. So BV is going to go right into an immediate match against Alex RFX from Romania, Gripzor. So if you're around, you should be ready to go, which you are. So thank you for that. And then this is all going to come together very quickly, guys. Like, it seems like, oh, what a slog this has been. But we're going to do the red bracket, and then it's immediately into the semis, and then it's just 3 games, 2 semis and a final. So this is all going to converge very quickly. Sorry, so we got Gripzor. Let me refresh Gripzor here, and then let me get up his, and he's what, the 15th seed? So actually, I usually switch these around, but I don't care.
Another reminder, we can't hammer this point home enough that the sort of insta reset when you top out is a really bad habit that I think people want to try to get out of, because that will disqualify you at CTWC 2020.
Oh boy. Oh my God. Well, there you go. A lot of guys have this sort of like ingrained, and they're going to have to really practice not doing it.
Oh, believe me, I know how it feels to top out early and insta reset, but it's never too late to develop a new habit there.
Yeah. I wonder if there's, I won't even bring that up. I was going to say, okay, nothing. All right, so we've got Alex RFX versus BV. And this is a real problem for me in my OCD, because we have the lower seat on the left side and the higher seat on the right side, but I'm too lazy to move it around, so we're just going to do it, and I'm just going to have to be okay with it. Let me also change round of 16 to quarterfinals. People want that. YouTube will go nuts. I won't do that.
This is exciting. We have 2 new countries represented. We've got Romania versus Scotland, if I'm not mistaken. So.
That's right. Yeah, never. I think BV might have been under like UK before, and I didn't really put Scotland, so we gave him the Scotland flag today. So there you go. So all right, we got a ready from BV, and we just need a ready from Romania there, and we may already have one, but. Where's Gripzor? Oh, there's Gripzor. Okay, awesome. Thanks for adding me. Appreciate it. All right, 2 readies. Adam, why don't you go ahead and count it down from 3?
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
Yeah, where's our Canadian representation? Unfortunately, I guess a transformer near, and I don't mean like Optimus Prime, I mean like, power grid transformer exploded near Jake's house and knocked his power out, and unfortunately he just wasn't able to get his electricity back in time, and we had to DQ him, which is a real disappointment because we love seeing Jake play. But if he's around afterward and the winner wants to take him on an exhibition match, I will totally allow that. Be completely meaningless, but could be totally fun. So
yeah, we had a power outage here at my house not long ago, and it's kind of refreshing sometimes. It's like suddenly you've been, sent back in time to like the frontier age or something. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
But not if you want to play in CTM.
No, or CTWC. So make sure you got redundant power when CTWC 2020 comes around, right? Get the generator.
Everyone buy a generator, yeah.
50,000. We'll be selling the generator. They'll be selling them on the CTWC.com generator.
Yeah, CTWC brand generators for sale.
96,000 for Alex, 78,000 for BV. And
Once
early
again,
days here.
Really impressed with, BV just almost has that Corian level cleanness. It's almost more of a German feeling I'm getting than Scottish. I don't know.
What exactly does Scottish stacking look like?
Boy, I don't know. I don't want to go there.
Yeah, I feel like you've done. This is something you want to get out of immediately, but Vandweller probably won't let you get out of it immediately. So, anyway, if you have an idea of what Scottish stacking looks like, please go ahead and put it in chat. Put it in chat. All right, so we got BV Tetrising into the lead, but he is ahead by 4 lines, so it's still pretty darn close. Or as we say, what do we say? Neck and neck.
Neck and neck.
There are the necks right there. The 2 most famous necks in Tetris.
Blank with an unfortunate gap there that's been really a thorn in his side now for a while.
Or Alex. Not Blank. Right?
Alex, yes. I still thought that was Blank's side of the screen. That was me.
No worries. See, now normally, like what they do in the news is you don't openly correct people that are like on a broadcast because the audience will have forgotten. Well, that's not my rule. So I want the audience to relish in all the mistakes.
Yes, I'm all for that. You don't need to cover for me.
Yeah. Just like I didn't say, like when you said Rod Steiger, you really meant Rod Serling, but...
Oh, I knew I got that wrong.
Yeah, Rod Steiger was the police chief in the heat of the night with Sidney Poitier.
Oh, man, good call. You know what? When I said that I knew it was wrong and I just let it float because of that same... I said, who's going to call me on that?
Yeah.
It was a nagging feeling that I got that wrong. Okay, good call.
I was waiting to pull that out at the right time, so I appreciate
that
opportunity.
At least I kind of had a nagging feeling I screwed that up.
So 240 for Alex, 281 for BV. Basically the same line count. Alex still kind of playing one row off the bottom. It's not really a huge urgency in burning that down all the way. And if he can do that efficiently, he's going to look to do that, especially behind.
And Blank Alex up here, quite high. Ooh, and that classic got the long bar right after he covered the well.
Yeah,
just
like
the way it goes.
Game
just
knows.
The way it goes. But there he is, gets the Tetris. He's back in business.
Yeah.
Open for business.
Uh-oh. Yes. Open for waiting on that customer. Ding dong.
Am I allowed to say that, or is that only Harry?
That is not copy. I mean, listen, here's the thing. I invented it. Harry needed something. He needed some signature call. I mean, all the greats have their own signature call. So I just came up with that. So, I mean, really, it's my copyright. So.
Okay. Well, if I do this some more, I'll pay you to come up with some signature calls for me. Because I have no creativity left. I used it all on Ecstasy Order, apparently. So.
All right, so BV continues to add to his lead, 421 now, and Alex at 330. And Alex just not he's got some garbage over that Tetris well here, and
this lead for BV getting more and more significant, approaching 100,000 point lead. Ooh, and Alex with some aggressive play. And he gets rewarded with a nice dirty Tetris up high. It's going to help. Yeah, and it looks like, a misdrop right there ruined his chance to get a second dirty Tetris.
Yeah, but he's got one waiting there, nested at the bottom.
Yeah. BV not in need of dirty Tetrises, just slamming them down the routine way.
And he's going to open it up here and get the long bar and bang Tetris for Alex. Oh, that's the other thing. Yeah, the boom thing. I don't know if you are a boomer or whatever. I don't say boom, right? Because I reserve that for Chris and James. But I get a lot of flack on YouTube for that as well.
Yeah, the boom thing has become very polarizing. Some people, claim that they'll unsubscribe if people keep saying it or any manner of horrible threats. levied against us for that. Or, people just, if they don't hear boom, they want to unsubscribe. So we're constantly, feeling that pressure. So we'll do our best.
Yeah, maybe you need like different, how there's like different language channels. Like you could have like a boom free broadcast and then one with booms, one for everybody. Yeah. Think about it.
Yeah, hopefully that's where we'll, or, it could just be sort of a blank beep that gets replaced digitally with your preference.
That's great. 456 for Alex and 566 for BV. So not out of the woods, but it's not out of reach for Alex, but BV does have sort of lines in hand. Oh, misdrop for BV. You could tell he was a bit surprised by his own placement there.
I have to say, Alex post-transition play has been incredible so far. He's actually playing better since he's reached the transition, so I'm not counting him out of this match whatsoever.
Yeah. You see a lot of guys like that who just 18, it's almost like too slow for them, so they get a little too creative, and then once 19 comes, right, they play more like subconsciously, right, without making conscious decisions, just like whatever their subconscious feeds them, and they actually play better.
Yeah, that's a definite phenomenon. I know I've heard players talk about that, and we've seen that a little bit with Joseph. Tends to kick into gear post transition, even if he's not doing well pre. We've seen that from Josh Tolles is a lot like that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's a phenomenon. And yes, and Alex still, well, we spoke too soon, but.
Oh, this is going to be a real tough ask for Alex to do this. This is so hard.
And that, yeah, he doesn't have that well is not going to be open for a while. So he has his work cut out for him. And that lead of BV's has just continued to grow.
A great sequence of pieces for Alex, though, 576. But yeah, BV in a little bit of trouble of his own.
He's not scoring right now, so the door is just, there's a little bit of light for Alex if he plays perfectly. Anything's possible here, but he needs a little bit of help from those pieces.
Yeah, once you hit the 200 line mark, you have about 250,000 points available if you play perfectly.
Yeah, that Tetris is probably going to put it out of reach.
Yep.
BV hung in there and got his board clean, and he's putting the finishing moves on here.
Yep. Oh, nice S-spin.
Nice spin.
Always impressed with S-spins on 19.
Yeah, a lot of players make that look automatic these days.
Yeah, and maybe in the past people would only do them sort of in emergency and wait for that J piece to solve that, but nowadays they don't shy away from it at all. They got the timing down.
If you have both pieces as a potential solve, it's actually a safe move to make that hole.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. If you're dependent on one piece in any given situation, that's always bad. But if you're dependent on two pieces, that's manageable.
All right, so BV is going to Tetris into kill screen here, and I don't know what he's capable of on kill screen, but nowadays, I mean, who knows? Everybody's playing kill screen like it's nothing, and he's one of them.
Will he get a public level 30? No.
Nope. 2 lines away. Try almost.
Good game.
Yeah.
Very good game for BV. He's impressive, and he could be your next top contender here if he keeps playing like this.
And by the way, double kill screens, right? We're like the calmest people in the world. Like 3 years ago, like Chris Tang would have died.
Yeah. Well, and that's the funny thing is, what I've noticed for having such a young fan base is that, these past 2 years are like 5 minutes to me. But in that 2 year, it's like 20 years in Tetris years, as far as like how much things have changed. So we look back at commentating that we did 2 years ago, and it just seems laughable today.
Yeah.
But that's just the way it goes. It's sort of an exponential explosion going on.
Yep.
So.
All right. Well, we've got Alex and BV, and we've got game 2 that needs to be played here in the quarterfinals to determine who the representative of the green bracket will be here in CTM Masters June 2020. So let's get it ready from both players. If we don't already, we might. I think we have one from Alex. And I don't see one from BV yet. BV ready. Okay, let's go ahead and count it down. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And by the way, thanks so much for Nito King for the subscription. So awesome. And also tie-dye 1338 for the raid. Much appreciated.
I feel like this is a watershed view count for CTM. I mean, we've been over 600 here this whole time. I feel like that's a big boost.
Yeah, we've had like 800. We've been flirting with the 6, 7, 800 kind of up and down, but it's been pretty consistent. So I think the word is getting out.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around for such a long stream, and
really thank Vandweller for doing something with this channel where it would otherwise be dormant. Really,
precisely. Pretty much what it amounts to. But we're gonna continue to recruit streamers here if we can.
All right, 29,000 for Alex after a dirty Tetris in the 7th column, and 68,000. No burns yet for BV. But that's going to change here.
All right. Well, I think this is a pretty even match, but Alex here off to a rough start. So.
And as I said earlier in the stream, by the way, if you are somebody, now I'm just, you should always subscribe to CTWC like every single day. But if you were going to subscribe to them, today's a really good day to do it. So,
oh, it's the best day.
Yeah,
the perfect day.
It's the perfect. It's the perfect day to do it. Just saying. 82,000 for Alex, kind of in a little bit of trouble, but able to get a Tetris on the right side to bring his stack down a bit, and another Tetris, and he is 100% back to safety, so no problems. 128 for him. BV's going to Tetris into the lead. 142.
Yeah, in spite of a decent amount of messes here, Alex is now ahead.
Billy Roddy, thanks so much for the sub. Much appreciated.
Okay, and got a couple of pretty clean boards. Tetris for Alex and Tetris for BV, just going back and forth. I know. And now, did we say, is this Alex's first appearance in CTM?
Yes.
Yeah, hailing from Romania, and he obviously wants to make a good showing. And I have to say, for someone in their first tournament, he's playing incredibly. So,
yeah, kudos to him. And really, no matter how he finishes, certainly a great showing for him. So, Uff means egg with a Prime subscription. Thank you so much.
But Alex in a sticky situation, he taps the longbar over just in time, but it's not. Ooh.
And just like that, Alex is out. Kind of makings of a Cinderella story, but just didn't come together for him, and he just ended up building to the sky and hung a piece, and that was it. So BV is good.
Found himself double longbar dependent near the top. Not a good situation, no matter who you are in Tetris.
So there you go. We are good, my friends. BV, you can keep playing if you want to, but it's kind of that was actually not a terrible pace, but.
So BV making it to the semi-final.
Making it to the semis, yes. I mean,
yes.
I should probably be yelling more, like, oh my God, the semifinals, BV, amazing, right? So, all right.
Yeah. Congratulations, BV. A huge accomplishment to make it this far in this tournament, and I'm sure whoever you play next, is he the one going to go up against Joseph next? Or?
No, so it's going to be orange and blue, so it's going to be, let's take a look at the bracket right here. We've got Joseph and we got Joseph versus Brodendamp.
Mm-hmm.
We'll play that, and then BV will play the winner of the food bracket. Now, this is called the food bracket because it had sodium, it had egg, it had grape, it had one other food group. Oh, breakfast noodles was round 0, so people have been calling this the food bracket.
Someone should make a meal from those ingredients and send us the pictures on Instagram.
Yeah, what can you? I mean, it's not bad. I mean, eggs and garbage eggs. I think there should be like kimchi in there. Breakfast noodles, sodium overdose, grapes, and I don't know. You can't really eat oak, but
that's a tough draw on Iron Chef right there.
Of course. Yeah, grapes are really bad. You cannot really cook with grapes. Right? There's no cooked foods that have grapes in them.
Yeah, they poison dogs too, so
yeah,
I don't know.
So really, they're kind of a garbage fruit.